and welcome back to my channel. This is the Plies and Hellhounds channel. We are a crafty puppy interrupted channel coming to you from Central Connecticut. I'm your human host, Gabby. You can find me everywhere online as Gabby Gales and on my hand-dyed yarn at Plies and Hellhounds and pliesandhellhounds.com. This week I wanted to do a project-based video, mostly because it is now spring / we are getting our couple of days of summer weather, and I need some more shirts, more summer wear things. So I want to make a couple of those, and I thought I would take you along for it. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, so I have some tea. Grab a beverage of your choice. I don't know. Let's do this. Let's go. I have some tea. I'm ready. I'm probably going to make a coffee during this because I've only had one so far. Cool. Before I get into the project, I have one announcement, which is that the KnitNellieKAL is still going on. We are hosting it over on Instagram between a ton of amazing people. So I will leave links to all their Instagrams in the doobly-doo, but it is basically a KAL of knitting, shop knitting Nellies, sock patterns out of whatever yarn you have. Whips are welcome, FOs are not required. All the rules are over there, so that is still going on. We are drawing our first prizes today, if this video goes out on time, which is May 14th, hopefully. Yeah, so that is going on until July 2nd, so head on over to Instagram and all the information will be over there. Okay, let's talk about the plan. What's the plan? I lost it. I lost the plan. Hold on. Please hold. Carpets. Okay, so the plan is I have this V-neck crop top. I got it at Target last year. I wear it a bunch. I love it. I don't know if they have it anymore because Target and changings and things, but it is just like it's such a classic knit crop top V-neck. Love it. Fits really nice. So my plan today is to draft a pattern from this without taking it apart because I still want to wear it, and make two more. One out of this floral on black, which I also want to make a Nico top out of, but I have a ton of it. So I think I can squeeze out two tops out of this and still have plenty left over for something. Don't know what yet, but something. And I have this knit fabric that Adrian from the Barrows and Whites channel gave me. He made some pajama tops out of it, I think. It is see-through-y, but I don't care that much. Is that the ball for today? Can I show them? No, just look at it. Please, thank you. This is the ball for today. Yeah, so my plan is to make one out of this, and there's a bunch of this left over, but it's scraps, which is fine. So I think if I have enough left over with the scraps, I'm going to try and make a pair of like sleep shorts out of them too. I don't have a pattern for that. I might see if I have one somewhere in my pattern stash and or Pinterest or something, or just go grab some sleep shorts from upstairs and basically do the same thing. So yeah, the sleep shorts are not the priority of today. That is to make the two t-shirts and sew the patch on Jake's jeans because he's down to one pair of jeans. I think that should be easy enough. So yeah, I'm gonna go make a coffee and charge my camera battery apparently on it, and let's get started. Let's do this. All right, the first things that we are going to need is coffee, obviously, or your drink of choice, fabric scissors, a pencil, a Sharpie, a French curve, which I got on Amazon or at Joann's, a small seam ruler thing. They're in like most sewing kits. I have Swedish tracing paper or like architect paper, the fabric slash thing that you're tracing, and then the fabric you're going to be making it out of. So usually for garments, when I want to remake them, I'll take them apart, but I don't want to take this one apart. As I said before, I still want to wear it, so I just try and like fold it and flatten it as much as possible. And folding in half just makes it kind of easier to trace it, because then there's not as much error. I don't know. I guess. Maybe. I'm really good at voiceovers, can you tell? This is fun. I'm gonna try and do this pretty quickly because it is sweltering in my office right now. But yeah, I then trace everything with the pencil, and I just kind of mark where the seams are, like where the sleeve is. And then the French curve I use to fill in all the spots that I couldn't trace exactly, mostly the armhole in this instance. And this is just a helpful tool for adjusting patterns, so this is what I also use when I have to go from like my bust measurement to my waist measurement is very different in patterns. So I will trace out the bust length and then the waist length, and I use the French seam to connect those two in a nice even way. Then I go back in with the seam ruler thing, I don't know the actual name, and mark down the seams because it's what's the word I want? Sewn on a serger, that's it. There's only 1/4 inch seams, but that's fine. And then I think it's like a 3/4 inch seam for the bottom hem. I think this tool is technically so you can measure your seams when you are hemming, but I don't, so the end. That's all. I'm really good at these voiceover things. Yeah, this was a really fun project. This was a good afternoon, so even if it was making up my own pattern for it. I really hope you can't hear my chair because I'm just like awkwardly spinning around because I don't know what to do in these in-between times. So yeah, that is the back, and then I basically just repeat that whole thing for the front, which is, I wouldn't say more tricky, but a little bit more tricky because it's got the V-neck. I also turned the t-shirt inside out this time, which I feel like should have been done the first time. Because, you know, it shows you where the seams are. So yeah, I just repeat this whole process for the front. I mark where the seams are for the armholes, where the neckline is, and then just kind of do a rough trace all the way around, go back in with the French curve, and then go back in and add in all of the seam allowances. That way I don't need to try and remember that when I cut out the fabric. Super nice. And then I just repeated these steps one more time, but for the sleeve, which is a little bit trickier. It shouldn't be, and I think I just made it trickier. I traced out everything around it. I used the French curve one more time to just connect the top to the bottom, but I had to remember, like, you have to just double check that it's going in, like the curve's going in the right direction so that it meets up with the armhole. And also, now that I've sewn them, I would say that you have to round out the top point a little bit. It's just like a triangle, but it just needs to not be that. And then also to cut it on the fold, which I did not do the first time. So I just have 4 random triangles of knit fabric. This is what I get for trying to make my own patterns. Yeah, then I just went over the seam allowances with a Sharpie, so then when I cut out the pattern, I can just cut out on the Sharpie line, nice and easy. And I also marked what sides need to be on the folds, how many to cut of each one, and what they are, so then I can go back and reuse this pattern as many times as I want. Yeah, this paper is, I think, an architect's tracing paper. I got it for a project in college, and it came out of Gigundo roll, and it works really well for transferring patterns because it's kind of see-through-y, but it's relatively thick for a paper, so it doesn't like tear apart like sewing pattern paper does. And then it's just pinning everything out. With the scraps, I did go ahead and lay the t-shirt on each piece to figure out which ones were gonna work for this. I think this is gonna be a really good scrap eating project because I love sewing with knits. My stomach is gonna grumble in like 3 seconds. Okay, we're back. Yeah, this is just gonna be a really nice like scrap use pattern. The other pattern that I use for knit scraps are baby leggings. They're super easy to make. It takes like 3 pieces and they just make really good gifts. This is me trying to pattern match. I don't do what I do. It's not great. It didn't work. I ended up getting like opposite stripes to match up. So if you want a pattern match, please don't use this as a way to do it because it's wrong. Just ignore it. But I tried. I did try. I don't remember how I pattern matched for my modern fantail, but this was not it. This was not the jam. Then I just cut everything out with my rotary cutter. This is my favorite tool for knit fabrics because it just gives you more control over the fabric and it doesn't stretch it out like scissors tend to when you're trying to get underneath it. This is basically the moment when I realized that I did the sleeves wrong and I didn't cut them out of fold, so I was just cutting out half sleeves. We've all been there. We've all done this a couple times, right? I'm not alone in this. It's not just me. Cool. Yep, and then I just cut the back and the front out on the fold. Super easy. And then we do the same thing on the next fabric, but I won't show you that. Okay, we have the floral cut out, we have the stripes cut out, and the shirt from Target, which I have lost. So it's somewhere in this room. It serges the side, so I'm going to get the serger out and see if it's going to be cooperative today and do that. The last thing I have to cut out is the neckband. But I'm gonna pull out the Batine dress pattern because they have really good directions for the neckband. So I'm gonna do that before I cut all that out because I know that's the last piece that's gotta go on anyway. I'm looking at the neckband as I'm talking. So yeah, we're just gonna start setting up sewing and that should go pretty quick. This is a very simple top and I'm super excited because it's super sweaty now. So I really wanna wear one. I have the Singer Pro Finish Serger. Bless you, Audrey. Do you have puppy allergies? You don't have to sit in this office with me. You can go sit under the fan. Yeah, this is, I think, just like your basic style at-home serger. She doesn't have very many fancy things, but she does get the job done when she wants to cooperate. So I'm not very good at that. Anyway, for construction, I serged the shoulder seams together, super easy. If you don't have a serger, you can just use a zigzag stitch on your regular sewing machine or the overlocking stitch. The overlocking stitch is a lot slower. I would just recommend using a zigzag stitch if your sewing machine is behaving. You will hear about that later. Yeah, I did that for my Coco dress and for my Agnes top, and it came out great. So I sewed the shoulder seams together. If I make more of these, this is the point where I would put the neckline on. We will talk about that later as well. And then I am just attaching the sleeves to the armhole sections. You do have to kind of finagle it a little bit because it's two curves that are like opposite curving, you know? I am a professional YouTuber and sewist. No, I'm not. Please don't listen to me. Yeah, so I just pinned those down. I also have these quilting clips that I highly recommend for knits because it's just easier to handle knit fabric because it just wants to go everywhere. It's a stretchy boy, so yeah, I just pinned that down and then serged basically a straight line across to get those to attach on both sides. Do I really show you both sides of me pinning? I'm gonna cut that out. There we go. So then after I attach the sleeves, I basically turn the shirt inside out and then I pin along the bottom sleeve down to the bottom hem. That way I can just sew up the sides and down the sleeves in one go, and it just makes a really easy side seam. Again, you don't need a serger or a separate machine to be doing knits. If you have just a regular sewing machine, even if it's just the smallest model you have, you'll have a zigzag stitch on it and that will work just as fine. I have made so many projects with just a zigzag, mostly because I don't want to get the serger out. So yeah, I sew up the sides and then I would at this point attach the neckline and hem the sleeves. So I will see you in the reveal. Literally as I hit record. Weed whacker, lawnmower, motorcycle, siren. You know, one of those mornings where like the slightest inconvenience is gonna send you into a spiral and then like your pant pocket gets stuck on a cabinet handle and you lose your mind? That's today. That's today. Okay, hello, welcome. It is now Saturday. These are as done as these tops are gonna get, and I really like them. I think that maybe one day I'll go back and redo the necklines. They're not the greatest, but they are functional and they are good, and like everything's great except for the V-neck point, which I think I knew I was going to have trouble with because I've never done a V-neck neckline ever. Yeah, all the like knit necklines I've done have been round ones, round necklines, as necklines go. I don't know. Yeah, short story. I don't know what's wrong with my sewing machine. It's not working. It's not catching stitches. I don't know. Yeah. Instead of pushing this video off and getting frustrated with it and then never coming back to it and never releasing it, I decided this is where I'm gonna end these projects. It is knit fabric, so technically I could leave these as they are. And I might. No one's gonna get that. Like, I will trim these strings. Or maybe I will learn how to finish hems on my serger. I know that's an option on there. I just haven't had the brain space to sit down and try and do that between yesterday getting frustrated and this morning getting even more frustrated with my sewing machine. So the plan with the sewing machine is to just take it as apart as I possibly can and give it a good cleaning. I've switched needles. I cleaned the bobbin case. I'm gonna switch needle. I'm gonna go back to just like a regular needle and some like cotton muslin and see if it's acting up there. Maybe it's just not liking the knit fabric right now. I don't know. I've tried a stretch needle. I've tried a jersey needle. Maybe it's the needles. They are old. Like, not used old, like they're new, but they've been in the packages for I don't know how long. So yeah, it's just all of those things. But overview of everything, I really like these shirts. I think the pattern came out really well. I'm gonna adjust the sleeve on the pattern just to round it out, because it did come to like a point on the sleeves, but like they turned out really well. They fit really well. Like, I think the pattern just needs some minor tweaking to like even up the shoulder seams, fix the sleeve caps, but everything else, it fits good. They're a really good length. They're a little bit longer than I would have liked, but that's because I can't hem them at this moment. But yeah, like they fit perfectly. They're super comfy. It is, again, really hot out today for May in Connecticut, so I am sweltering. I'm not used to it. My body has adjusted to be a Viking elf. So here we are. So just pardon the bangs, also moisturizer. But yeah, I love these. I'm going to get a ton of wear out of them. I think I'm going to wear maybe this floral one on Wednesday. It is Jake's birthday, so we are going out to dinner, I think. So I think I'm going to match this with one of my wrap skirts. The striped one, I love. The stripes do not match up, but it's dark stripes. It's going to be fine. Yeah, I have a new floral and black shirt. I'm very excited for this to be a Nico top now that like I've made a shirt out of it, and I think I bought 3 or 4 yards of it. So I have enough to do probably even a knit dress out of this, which I might do, just like a skater style dress or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll just sew a bunch of pencil skirts. But yeah, minus the frustration of the sewing machine, I really like how these turned out. Again, maybe I'll go back and redo the necklines. Like this one, part of the fabric isn't all the way attached, so I think an easy fix, like it is doing this weird thing, but honestly, it's fine. I don't care. I'm good. I made it. I made this. I love it. This is on par with what I bought from Target. I feel like I've gotten store-bought shirts that have been finished way worse than this, so I'm super excited for this. Yes, I'm not going to let my awful morning ruin this. Oh, iron. I'm definitely going to be making this again, so yeah, I love it. I hope this video was enjoyable and informative, or just fun to watch. Even people who make videos on the internet have sewing machine troubles, so you aren't alone out there. And with that, I will leave you here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the shop, supporting this channel. Again, if you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe and like this video. I don't know if that does anything. We're, I don't know, trying. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.